Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Or just look at something.
Like, I sometimes just look around like not directly at it, but like around it sometimes.
I stare
glance
deep
over.
into its soul so that they know that I'm the main person. It's me.
Okay, go.
Okay. What's up, people? SoCalAshez here, and I am with Bay and Nighthawk, and we are going.
I like that.
Seth, friend.
Seth, friend.
Bree, girlfriend.
Patrick.
SoCalAshez.
Me, Patrick.
me, Patrick.
I am Patrick.
Yeah, I am. We are Patrick. Okay, so we are here to talk about Avengers: Infinity War. We saw it Thursday night at 9:20 p.m. So it was right before it the day. It's before the day is what I'm trying to say in like a cool way, but I don't know how to better express it than that. We saw it the night before. We were gonna do the review immediately, but we got home at like 1 p.m. 1 in the a.m.
One in the
not in the
Very
p.m.
long movie. If you go to theaters with it, it's
Yeah,
about
it was-
3 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes plus 20 minutes of trailers.
Yeah.
So you're expecting 3 hours, and that's to get there, get a good seat. I mean, heck, we left the house at what, like 8:15?
About an hour.
Yeah, an hour out. So, but we're ready to tell you. This is a spoiler-free portion. I'm gonna all on the title, all on the everything is gonna say spoiler-free, and this is where we're gonna talk about the plot. We're going to talk about the actors, and we're going to talk about our overall rating based on those things, and then, of course, it's going to be a very long spoiler to come, and we're very excited for that, too. So, we'll just go left to right, or from what you see, it is, yes. Not left to right for me,
Why
but
are we
for
starting with
you
you?
see.
I think that's a good idea.
Don't
Actually.
start
I
with
think it's
me.
a great
You have
idea.
to do your summary.
Alright, we're going to go left to right, and this is going to be from, not left to right, my left to right, which is, we're going to let Seth go first. So, Seth, tell us what is the plot of Avengers: Infinity War. And because at this point they've already seen us going into it.
Right, they've pretty much gone into it. Okay.
Right.
So the plot is we have Thanos, obviously, the long anticipated villain for the Avengers, is finally searching for the Infinity Stones. Not much backstory as to how he will get them.
Right.
But it is catching the Avengers off guard in this kind of part of the film. And as far as characters go, I guess we'll roll into characters.
Yeah, actors. Yeah, I mean that was if a plot. I think that pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
So actors, I guess do you want to do it based on like? No, we can't do it based how we saw them.
That'll throw it off. Yeah, that'll.
I guess
Well,
let's
you
just go
wanna talk
big.
about, like, did you like the plot or not?
Yeah, I guess
Let's go
Yeah.
into that. Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
smart.
Was the plot like set up well?
Yeah.
I guess another big thing that would go into plot is how they presented it, like how many they jump cut. We had so many people, so it's
Yeah,
like
I
how are you
forgot
gonna break
about
it
that.
into
We're
different
gonna talk
stories?
about that.
Yeah.
That
So
they did
let's.
such a good job on that.
Okay, well then go. You're excited. Go.
Well, I know one of our main worries was that there was so many different characters, and it's kind of hard to juggle how much time does each character get?
Right.
If you do too much on one character and not enough on the other. I do think like they did it pretty well. They did they were really smart with doing it in groups, and they did it in quirky groups where you just saw the characters like building off of each other. One like groups that you weren't really thinking that would actually get along with each other. They were also did enough like solo time as well. Like it didn't take away from anything, but there was like instances in battles that they were alone or they were in duos, so it really like built off of each other.
I think also to add to that, something that I see, I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I've seen most of the movies. I want to say I haven't seen like Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, or even Spider-Man. I know that could be blasphemy. However, to me, it was kind of interesting that you got to remember that Hulk was gone for Civil War. You got to remember that the Guardians of the Galaxy know nothing about the Avengers, not even like a hearsay about them. So to us, who we've seen these characters the last 10 years and we know all about them, we've talked about them. That was one thing that I guess I wasn't prepared for, is them interacting with each other based on never meeting each other. And so that was actually kind of hard, I would say, for them to include that into the movie. Like they probably had to do so much research to make sure, like, okay, well, how did these people interact? But you have, in such a short span of time, not only do you have them all dealing with their own events and then based on, Thanos invasion, but then you also have to act how they're going to act on first meeting.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
What do you think of that?
I agree with Bree. The transition was really good, and you basically travel the whole world in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but they do it well. I mean, the characters you have that 10 years to develop solo characters. So when you go to a place, you recognize it from that solo movie or whatever, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, not a certain spot in space, but you recognize, okay, where they're coming from in that event where they're at.
True.
So, I mean, not throwing shade at DC or anything, but when you came out with Justice League, you had these sequence of events where you're traveling all over the place, gathering the mother boxes, and it seems rushed. And at some points in this movie, it seems rushed too. But they do it well. It's very well planned out.
Because they already built their characters. They already had the solid foundation.
We already know the
They
locations.
didn't have to create any new character. The only new character that really was Thanos, and even he was mentioned before in earlier movies.
Very first.
You see.
So you still knew of him. You knew of all of the characters. There was nothing new. There was nothing thrown in there. Like, so I think that was the main
you already
strong
have a
point.
pretty good idea of them in New York. You already have an idea of Wakanda. You already have an idea of all the like Avengers locations, or even the Guardians of the Galaxy places. Like you have a pretty good idea of all those.
And you even have an idea of the henchmen for Thanos, because they even mentioned that in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So
his
whole core, what are they?
The Black Hand, I believe.
The black,
or something
like that.
something like that.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, that was really good.
I just want to also mention one really quick thing.
Okay.
I thought it was also really cool that they actually, like, even, like, the side characters, like, Falcon and, like, all of them, like, they even got their moments to shine.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
really
just the core Avengers. It was everyone.
Right.
Like, every single small character. So that was really important as well.
Yeah, a lot of the times it wasn't just, like...
It wasn't just
Even if
Captain
they-
America. Like, it was...
And it also looked like there was times like I can't really say anything here in the non-spoilers, I guess, specific, but times when there may have been like a question, oh well, what was this person doing, and they like they were just sitting there checking boxes. They were even if it was just like one sentence, you're like, fair, boom, that's it. Whereas a lot of movies do suffer from like, oh well, what was this person doing, or what was this?
Yeah.
I guess there was like maybe one or two, which we can get into in the spoilers, where you were just like, okay, well, think about it, because it wasn't a perfect movie, but it was really good. It was good.
That's
All right, if we're gonna move on to the actors, let me go check the camera real quick. I might even stop it because I think it's on like a 10-minute time limit. But let me see. I forget we're on their other camera thing, so actually we're doing good. You haven't said anything about time yet. Okay, so now we will go ahead and talk about actors in any particular, or how should we do it? Should we go like from big Avengers we've seen forever? Should we do based on how they were seen in the MCU? I don't really know how to go. There's so many actors.
I mean, the most popular probably is going to be Iron Man and Captain America, obviously. So those are pretty standard. You're going to have the only real role change was Captain America. I don't think I remember him being Captain America at all in this movie, except once calling Cap.
Right, everyone called
But so he's kind of gone to Nomad as Steve Rogers now. He's pretty much committed to that kind of identity, no longer the Stars and Stripes Captain America.
And I think the trailers always portray him as like it seems like in every trailer one, it's like stepping out of the shadows scene or everything like that. And I think that put a taste in my mouth that that's what he would be like, this like legend character among them. But whoa, that was weird. But luckily, not the case. Actually, that I really enjoyed that he wasn't this. He was still in the group with everybody else. He wasn't like this. Oh, Captain America stands in the room. Oh, it doesn't matter what the rest of us say because here he is. No, he was just in the group, and it was really well to see whenever he was interacting with everyone else. He didn't overshadow.
Definitely like a team player.
Yeah, and that was really good.
He wasn't like the standout. It was like he needed the other people with him to make it happen.
When you think back on the movie, you don't just think back on Tony Stark and Captain America.
No.
Like you think back on everyone.
They literally, every single character plays a huge role in the movie.
So I will say, I guess with Tony Stark, I don't even know what to say. It was Robert Downey Jr., but I don't think it was the best version of. Personally, I don't think it's the best version of Tony Stark. I don't. Now, again, this is like a grizzled. He's not supposed to be the same as we've seen him through all the things. So you're supposed to see that evolution, and if that's what you're looking for, then they nailed that. But it's not. I don't think that was the best version. I think we were even talking about it in the car. I think with the roommate earlier. They were saying, oh well, he's always funny. He's hilarious. And to like even you were going along with it. You're like, yeah, well, like the first like 3/4 of it, he wasn't funny, and I was like. I don't think I laughed at anything he said.
I think it was more sarcastic than funny.
Yeah, but I think there's a general fear in him that it was almost like it was that which speaks amazing for the actor to be able to do that. But you see that there's a general fear, and it makes his humor not very humorous because in every situation there's a general fear, and he's very serious. Yeah. So it almost I'd say shoehorned in the comedy. It didn't almost fell out of place, at least for his character specifically. Yeah. And always, can we just talk about? I know it's gonna be the one everyone wants. At least out of us, we want to talk about Mark Ruffalo's character.
I'll go ahead and start because I'm going to be the unpopular opinion in this one.
Yeah.
I like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. I think he's a good role for it. I think he's a perfect actor. I liked Edward Norton. I liked him a lot.
Sure.
But fitting in this Marvel universe with the quirkiness, you got the, sly remarks here and there. I think Mark Ruffalo fits the mold for that kind of what they're going for. I agree with you what we were talking about with Thor Ragnarok. I don't like that they kind of personified Hulk to be a child beast, pretty much. So, but I get where they're going with it. They want to kind of have two identities with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Mark Ruffalo. I think in this movie, he still had a pretty big role. Even
oh, he definitely did.
This was a big part for the Hulk. This is a huge, actually, probably a huge pivotal moment for that character in the Marvel universe. So, but yeah, unpopular opinion, but. Mark Ruffalo.
Only here. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that agree with it.
I think,
It wasn't that we hated his character. I just didn't like his acting. That's what got me. He was like, "Oh my God, the world's gonna end." It's like, I think it might just be because of the script, maybe that he just didn't have much to work with. Because it was always this panicky, "Oh my God,
every single time
something's gonna happen. The world's gonna end." But it just felt.
He just sounded more like I see what you're saying. More like doomsayer. Every single time when everyone else can be kind of composed about it, he had no composure.
It for me.
But that could be the character. Again, I don't know extremely much about Hulk. That could be legit what they wanted from Bruce. They might have wanted you. Hey, every time you're supposed to be the weak version, and that may have worked. I think it may have worked better. If stuff if
anything, something else might have happened.
Yeah.
I
Dang,
I can't. How he portrayed that.
Yeah, you're right.
It just kind of okay.
But you have to think a lot of the heroes that we're used to seeing ponying up and being the heroic character, when they hear the word of Thanos and they hear what's coming, a lot of them are they're scared. They don't know what to do.
No,
so I think the only person who doesn't shy away from what's coming is, obviously Captain America. He's
ready.
Yeah,
he's just gonna sit right there and probably
knows what he's got to do.
He'll take the punch if he has to.
Yeah.
But I think obviously you see, like we talked about Iron Man, he is visibly shaken from the first events and the original Avengers.
They do reference that.
And and he never lost that. He's been preparing his whole moment for what happens in this movie.
Yeah.
So you kind of see all that culminate in this one movie and everyone's fear of Thanos coming. So I think that kind of delivered it. But I can see where you're coming from with.
I just didn't like his acting.
the delivery may have been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll have to just get more into it in spoilers. We can talk more freely about it.
Definitely.
But we're going to talk about, I guess, these would be considered little characters, even though they had their own solo movie. So, Black Panther. I mean, he
pretty much picks up where he left off.
Picks right off. Yeah. He wasn't a main, he really wasn't, it didn't seem like a main character in this one. I mean, he had the same, acting, nothing changed.
Yeah.
You'd think
he's still good for the role.
Yeah,
he's great for it.
He fit the mold, but
because Black Panther's literally still out in theaters, he kind of just rolled right into this.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you're right. Is it still in theaters?
Yeah,
you just watch one and then roll right into the other.
People have been coming to see Black Panther rather than Avengers. It's just been shocking me. Yes.
But all the characters that we saw in the Black Panther were pretty much there. You even had the
they didn't change
the colony that teamed up with them.
Yeah, you're right.
Obviously you see it in the trailers that they're about to fight off a little bit of a war there, but
all right then. Who else?
There's Thor.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah,
Thor is a huge role in this one.
I feel like he changed a lot. Too.
Yeah, he did.
He's no longer the bubbling Indian. He's actually there's a full on emotion. Even from the actor, there was a lot of emotion that he was portraying.
Yeah.
I feel like he was not the most emotional, but there was.
And from the you see in the trailer, he's even in that he's when he sees Guardians of the Galaxy, he's like, "Who the hell are you guys?"
Yeah.
You can tell he's just beat.
Yeah.
And you get that he's no longer this winning at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker got beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think he just came off of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
He just lost his planet and damn near got killed by his sister.
Right.
Yeah.
And immediately after, and if you stayed for the post-credit scene, Thanos is knocking on the door right then and there. So he pretty much doesn't get a break in the action.
Mm-hmm.
at any point, like Guardians of the Galaxy or anyone else would. So,
Yeah.
and in this movie,
right, for Guardians of the Galaxy, they said what? It's like 2 years.
right? Yeah, and they've just been kind of
Groot
coasting.
is now a teenager now.
Exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's another character.
Yeah,
kind
Groot.
of
I mean, the
growth.
whole Guardians of the Galaxy you could talk about too, and how they acted. And Peter Quill, honestly, just true to the character.
it was
Yeah, nailed that.
Same
Exactly
thing,
how you would act in that
Yep.
situation.
Yep, he showed a lot of emotion too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
His
think
actor-
Drax
He
nailed
did.
it. I think he was hilarious. I think he was the
Comedic
funniest part
relief,
of the
definitely
the
by
movie.
far.
I feel like they had to build somebody up because Tony Stark wasn't like he was so scared. You
That's
know
it.
what I mean? He had to
Oh man,
build
I
somebody
guess I
up.
can talk
Kinda
about it a
balance
little
that.
more in the spoilers. Like I could say the exact scene. But the scene where I don't know where Drax is in it and he's it felt like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Like when it just zoomed into them, it felt just like you were just watching, I don't know, the third movie, or you were watching a little bit extra to it, and I think that was really cool. Like, that was really well done. You think about different actors and different situations, but that was really, now that I think about it.
They
Who
pretty
else
much
am I
stayed
missing?
the same though, didn't they?
Exactly.
All of them,
Yeah,
except
all
for
of-
Team Groot. Team Groot is
Yeah.
obviously now
He is,
grown. But
Yeah.
We have,
yeah.
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yeah,
They're-
you're right.
Yeah.
They kind of went exile on their own after the Civil War incident.
And you
so-
see in the trailer that he's got like the skin, or he, like at least
yeah, so he has his
He
human
has his
form
own.
where
Right.
he can kind of manipulate himself to look
like
Like
the actor.
the actor Paul
Right,
Bettany.
Paul
So,
Bettany, right.
but they're pretty much nothing really changed with them.
Yeah.
If any,
I do have
yeah.
a complaint with her, but that's
in the spoilers.
Different story.
I think that really covers most of, other than
Yeah.
like there's a whole lot of, well, there's obviously
Black
so many.
Widow, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Black
you're right.
Widow, She was really cool.
She's blonde now.
Yeah.
So.
And that's
We don't really get a backstory as to what drove that breakup from the Hulk. Just change your hair.
You're right.
That's justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that did set up, I guess, a couple awkward moments, maybe more.
There's a few. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
when the
That was only, like, one or
reunion.
two, yeah.
Right.
You know.
Where they even said like, "Wow, this is awkward."
Yeah, you're right. They characters
Yeah, and I don't
do
think
react.
that's a spoiler because you know, obviously, all these heroes reunite
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point throughout the movie.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
Um.
who else? I know we're missing people.
Spider-Man, but
Oh,
he's-
yeah.
Spider-Man. Yes.
I didn't
Played
see
too much of
I didn't
a
see
role
Homecoming,
either.
but he played right the same way that I remember him
Yeah.
from Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he would act in that
Yeah,
situation.
exactly.
Just like a young kid. Everyone
Mhm.
else is a grown adult reacting to this, and he's a kid going
Trying to be
I mean,
a hero.
You see in the trailers, he's zipping around and
Mhm.
he's in it. He's not hiding
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
And he's just a young high school kid doing it, and that's really, they portrayed that perfectly.
Yep.
They did.
All the way through. I guess the last thing would be just overall. If you have anything non-spoiler overall to add, if not, we could save it for the spoiler video, which will probably just play right after this because we're gonna just roll right into recording that one. So you want to give an overall rating, suggestion for them to go watch it, maybe anything like that? You want to go first?
I would say overall, from non-spoiler to spoiler, I'd give it an 8.5. And most of that comes from the spoiler video
Right.
and things that I think could have been differently or things that I interpreted differently from what I thought they were going the direction with the Marvel movies. But overall, 8.5. Probably the best Avengers Assemble
Oh, yeah.
movie
Yeah.
by
Oh,
far.
easily.
Easily. Yeah.
And by
definitely.
far probably one of the better, not throwing shade at DC, but
Right.
better heroes
Superhero
combined
movies.
movies that we'll probably ever see
Yep.
in this time. So
Yeah.
definitely good. As far as I don't think improvements. I mean, there's a few things they could have done differently, but we
Yeah.
don't know where they're going with it.
Right.
That's the thing. So
Yeah, I feel like it's just a lot of like nitpicky things.
it's nitpicky
Right.
things from things we might not know that's coming in the
Yeah.
second movie. So overall, great movie. I would recommend seeing it 3 times if you can. But yes.
I'll do it.
We can do it.
8.6.
Uh-huh.
One better.
So,
Point one better.
Point one better. I do have to say there was a lot of like nitpicky things I had problems with. There was a lot less of like not plot per se, but there was a lot of action. It had to be because it's this giant Avengers, just basically Infinity War like it is in the title, and there's constantly battle after battle after battle. There's like I said, there's not as much plot because they already have as like all the characters built up to this, so it wasn't really needed, and they needed to spend more time like on the action scenes. So it's definitely an action movie. I would definitely recommend seeing it, but just there's just like a lot of little nitpicky things that make it not 9.
The big SoCal reveal. What do I rate it? Without saying any spoiler or anything. 8.4 is what I'll say. Final score, 8 point, not 5, not 6, 4, right there. Because other than me being it has zero. I'd say it has zero effect with me being a bigger DC fan. Just going in to go see the movie.
Not even 0.1 effect.
I'd say it has at least a 0.2 effect. It bridges the gap. I think I don't know if it's better than Captain America: Winter Soldier, because that was a good culmination movie. But for Avengers, easily. No one even questioned that. No one even. The first one they're figuring out what they're doing. Ultron probably sucks. I would say you could almost say borderline sucks. And then this one blew all that away. Yeah. I did not know going into it until that yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. Maybe considered my own ignorance that they were just rolling right into record part 2. I thought it was going to be a one-shot done thing. I thought they went away with it being a part 1, part 2, but it is a part 1. Keep that in mind when you're watching it. At least, at the end, that when you're just like, well, that's it? That's all that happens? Well, then, if you're saying that at the end of a 3-hour movie, it's obviously that freaking good.
Yeah.
But, yes, there will be a part 2. The actors actually already recorded it a year. They're already done with that. That's crazy. Yeah. But I think that's it for spoiler review. So leave any comments below if you'd like. Roll on right over to the spoiler one. This was a spoiler-free one. And then just, let me know what you think. Peace.
See you guys.